Good day, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I want to start off by saying thank you for stopping by, and I would love if you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out, helps me get more views and more content coming my way, so I appreciate that greatly. But first, I'd like to start off with the content for the day, which is regarding Dead by Daylight and the community that it has. And firstly, the game is great. It usually runs great when there aren't bugs or other stuff acting up in it, but generally, I'd say 8 out of 10 times you'll have a smooth gameplay experience. And it's a lot of credit to the development team for everything they've been able to do, porting the massive game from console over to the mobile community. And it's been a great success for being a free-to-play format without having a pay-to-win mechanism. Of course, you can pay to unlock characters sooner and all that good stuff, but that absolutely has nothing to do with your ability to win matches and survive or kill the survivors, whichever side you like to play. But what I really want to focus today's video on is the community itself and the lack thereof of a community that the mobile side of the game has. So if we were to start off and just look at Dead by Daylight itself, the mainline game with the consoles, the PC, all the good stuff, we can see that they have dozens upon dozens of content creators who actively make fresh new content whenever a new killer's out. They're always on the PTB testing new stuff. You always see fresh content, whether it's a new killer or it's a new balance change, or if it's just been down 2 to 3 weeks with just the gameplay meshing out. They'll build tier lists, they'll build funny skits, they'll show you highlights of the week, all the general good stuff that you come to expect from the Dead by Daylight community, both on the Twitch platform, Facebook gaming, YouTube, all the main outlets that you expect to see coming through. And that's why it's even more surprising when the game originally got ported over to the mobile device. I personally played about 750 to 850 hours on Steam, about 100 hours on the Switch, and about another 150 hours on the PlayStation before I moved over to the mobile side, just because how busy I am. It's not easy to just sit down and fire up the console and start playing and creating content in that general aspect. But my main point for that is if you go ahead and look at the Dead by Daylight mobile community, whether it's from the Discord, the Reddit, any platform that you look, Twitch, YouTube, everything, it's just almost bare minimum of any content or any player base. It's hard to believe the game is functioning just based on how small of a voice the community has. And I was trying to ponder and see some of the reasons why we see this. And one of the possible issues that I see with the community itself is that it tends to be more of like a casual pick up and play, then put it down, and then you just kind of go do something else. And when you have a good string of games and you find someone that you really enjoy playing with, maybe not even outside the Discord, but in the game itself, you'll shoot them a friend invite from the game display if you get that opportunity before it closes, and then you have the opportunity to play some games with them. But outside of that, there's no real opportunity to find them. I know I've tried many times to find some of the players there so I could link up with them on Discord or any other method, but it's rare to see that work. And that's something that the mainline game doesn't really have, because you can just add their PSN account, their Xbox account, or look up their Steam ID and message them, hey, you want to get together and play more games and coordinate for any other kind of community outlets or ideas. And the mobile game does not have that. So that's one of the things that kind of limits the community progress for each other. Next, something that I feel like is a big issue, probably one of the bigger issues as to why the player base for the mobile community is so small as it is that the mobile community does not get the same attention that the mainline game gets, and I'm sure everyone understands that and sees it clear as day that when the new game's getting new content, we still have 4 or 5 killers that still haven't come to the mobile game, just based on the amount of work that the dev team has to do to port over killers and survivors, and they just don't have the manpower to be able to really do that. And at the end of the day, I think the main focus really has to be the mobile community not having the ability to have fresh content to display. It kind of pushes players away from picking the game up long term. Dead by Daylight mobile game is like an itch to get you over until you can actually play the real game and all the fresh content, because at the end of the day, the mainline games from the consoles and Steam and all that stuff that's going on, from Stadia to Switch to PlayStation to Xbox to the PC, are always going to be the main priority, because it's the more powerful system that can allow more creativity and more adventurous creativity projects to go through. So when it comes to all of this that hampers the ability for the community to stand on its own and really have its own face away from the mainline game, how can the community itself on the mobile side have its own identity? And honestly, the only way I see something like that happening is one way, and that's people inside the mobile community stepping up on their own and delivering outstanding quality content, having unique streams that they can pour over, and just having an audience that's willing to watch the mobile community if that's all they play is mobile. But that is going to take a lot of time and effort, just based on how much work it goes into making a quality stream for the mobile community, because you have to deal with a lot more hardware when it comes to streaming the mobile platform in a way that it can compete with streaming on like an Xbox or a PlayStation with a full mic and webcam and all that stuff that comes with Twitch streaming and stuff like that. But what the community really needs is creative, outgoing, and unique personalities that can stand up and be the voice for the mobile community. And I think it's important you have those personalities in the game. Just because it's a mobile game doesn't mean it's inferior to, or does not need to have a voice. There are plenty of big outstanding games that have their own personality with the content creators, and they have a wide variety of people who can make content and be able to voice problems in the community. And usually those problems lead all the way back to the actual developers, and they tend to be able to run with that and come up with solutions. So all in all, I want to say thank you for stopping by and listening to me partially rant about the lack of a community that the game has outside of the mainline game, and some solutions that we can run together to have a more cohesive community where we have our own content creators and we speak on our own, and we can address issues such as not having updates for 2-3 months, having broken bugs, all that kind of stuff that really needs to be addressed by us with a voice. So I want to say thank you to everyone who stopped by and was able to listen to my rant. I greatly appreciate it. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think the community needs to be able to have its own voice? Do you even think it needs to? Or do you think it's fine the way it is currently? Go ahead and drop your likes, comments, and feel free to subscribe to me for all more future content with Dead by Daylight Mobile and everything else, because I enjoy doing animated music videos, any type of games that is suggested, and I usually stream every night between 10 p.m. and 12 p.m. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace out.